Dear students, in last class we have discussed some basic definitions of adsorption process. Okay. So in today's class we are going to discuss the major types of adsorptions. Okay. So these types of adsorption. Okay. See children, these types of adsorption is majorly based on the force acting between two objects, that is adsorbent and adsorbate. Okay, so in last class I said that adsorbent and adsorbate. What do you mean by adsorbent? The substance on which adsorption taken place. Okay, any substance on which adsorption taken place. For example, duster, wall, book, everything is the adsorbent. Okay, so what do you mean by adsorbate? The substance gets on or it's absorbing on the surface is known as adsorbate. Okay, so this types of adsorption is based on the force of acting or the force of attraction or the force acting between the adsorbent and adsorbate. On the basis of that, we have classified into two types. The first one is physical adsorption. Physical adsorption. And the second one is chemical adsorption. Chemical adsorption. Okay. So these are the two types of adsorption. Okay. The first one is physical adsorption. Okay. So let us discuss one by one. This physical adsorption This physical adsorption are also known as, or else we can call it as physisorption. What do you call for that? Physisorption. Okay. So what are the main features, or else the main proper process of the physical adsorption we shall discuss. Before going to that, we shall discuss we can discuss about the definition of physical adsorption. So what do you mean by physical adsorption? Means it is a physical process or the accumulation of gaseous molecule on a solid by weak van der Waals force of attraction, or else the accumulation of molecules on the surface of the solid by residual force. We can call it as physical adsorption. It is only the physical phenomenon. Here, only the physical contact between adsorbent and adsorbate. No other any chemical contact or no chemical process in between adsorbent and adsorbate. So that is called as physical adsorption. So what do you mean by physical adsorption? The gaseous molecule, write down, gaseous molecule adsorbing on the solid surface, by weak van der Waals force of attraction. By weak van der Waals force of attraction is known as physical adsorption. Okay? So what are the properties of the physical adsorption? Let us discuss. Okay? So this physical adsorption, okay? Physical adsorption. Okay? So, what are the properties? That is, if you consider this is an object, consider your book or duster, anything. This is an object. It is having the inside the part we can call it as bulk. We have discussed in the last class. This is bulk, and the topmost layer is surface. Here there will be molecules. These are all called bulk molecules. Okay, and here there is a molecules. These molecules are called surface molecules. Okay, so these are the bulk molecules and surface molecule. Consider I am going to take only one molecule from the bulk. Okay, this molecule, it is pulling the molecules towards itself. That is neighboring molecules. It's pull the neighboring molecules towards itself. In that time, what happens? This molecule, bulk molecule, it's pull the surface molecules towards itself. So during that time, what happens? This molecule, it is having contact with the bulk molecule. In case of surface molecule, what happens? The neighboring molecules are present, but in the upper side there is no force of attraction between the molecule, surface molecule and any other molecule. During that time, what it will do? It attracts or else it pulls the molecules it is moving randomly in the surrounding. What happens? This molecule, it pulls the surrounding molecule towards itself. So by the time what happens? The molecule will gets adhered or adsorb on the surface. What happens? There will be a layer formation. Like this, okay? So in between these two, there is a force of attraction. This force or the force of attraction, residual force of attraction between the surface molecule and bulk molecule, or else bulk molecule and the next upcoming molecule, that is called as weak van der Waals force of attraction. What do you call for that? This one is van der Waals force of attraction. Okay, so that is weak van der Waals force of attraction. Okay, so this is about the physical adsorption. And here one thing we should consider, that is this force. If you remove this force, what happens? The molecule may detach from the surface. Okay, or removed from the surface. Then what happens? Desorption may taken place. That's why it is weak van der Waals. We used to call it as a weak van der Waals force of attraction. Okay, so let us make a point, that is. So what is there? The first point it is having van der Waals force. Van der Waals force present between the neighboring molecules, that is in physical adsorption. Let us go to the next one. See what happens during adsorption time, the enthalpy may vary. It means the adsorption enthalpy due to the weak van der Waals force of attraction, whenever the enthalpy it changes, what happens? It will be less because it is weak. The force of attraction between the molecules, it is very weak. That's why we can break up anyway. Okay, so that's why it is having the enthalpy. What do you call for that? Adsorption enthalpy. Is low. How much? It is 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole. Okay, only this much. So that is adsorption enthalpy. Next, if you come across this object or else the substance which is having adsorption, here due to this weak van der Waals force of attraction, what happens? So the molecules gets absorbing. This layer it absorbs another molecule and another molecule, like that. What happens? The layer wise, the formation it will take place like this. Okay, like this, the layers is formation is taken place. That's why it is called as, this is called as, it is multi-layer adsorption. Okay, multi-layer adsorption. Okay, so next, one more thing, that is, here I am going to make a marking. This molecule is somewhat different from this molecule. Okay, and this is another one. Here there is no specification. There is no specification means there is no, this molecule should only attract this one, or else this molecule should only attract this one, like that. It is not there. It means there is no specification for the molecule. Any molecule can come and adhere on the surface. That's why it is, there is no, it does not have very specification, or else it is not a very specific. It is not a very specific. Okay, so this is about the specification about the adsorption, physical adsorption. Okay, so next, if you come to the pressure, if you apply the pressure, what happens? The molecules, due to the application of the pressure, the molecules forcibly adhere on the surface. Okay, so if you increase the pressure like that, what happens? The adsorption process will be increases. It means if you increase pressure, increases adsorption. Okay. Next point. Instead of pressure, okay, or else let it be. The pressure, if you increase that, what happens? The adsorption is increases. If I increase the temperature, what happens? Due to it is a very weak van der Waals force of attraction. That's why if you increase the temperature, what happens? It may starts to remove from that bond may break out. What happens? Desorption will take place. Okay. That's why if you increase the temperature, adsorption will decreases. Especially the physical adsorption is decreases. Increase the temperature. Temperature decreases adsorption. Increase the temperature, adsorption will decreases. That's why what happened here, we should not increase the temperature. It means it takes place at lower temperature. That means room temperature. Okay. So these are the major properties of physical adsorption. Okay. Understood? Let us go to the next one. That is, next adsorption is chemical adsorption. Chemical adsorption. This chemical adsorption we can also call it as chemisorption. Chemisorption. Okay. So this chemical, what do you mean by chemical adsorption? It means the adsorption of gaseous molecule on a solid surface by strong chemical bond is known as chemical adsorption or else chemisorption. Adsorption of gaseous molecule on a solid surface by strong chemical bond. We can call it as chemical adsorption. Here there is a strong chemical bond between adsorbent and adsorbate. That's why it is called as chemisorption. Okay. So let us see. Consider it is the same. That is object. Okay. It is having bulk molecules. Okay. And there will be surface molecules. Okay, so these surface molecules and bulk molecules are strongly bonded by chemical bond. Strongly bonded by chemical bond. That's why it is called as chemical bonding. And during that, this is called as chemical adsorption. What happens during this bond formation? It needs more energy. It uses more energy. That's why what to say? Chemical adsorption. It is having strong chemical bond. Chemical bond. Okay. Fine. See, in physical adsorption, weak van der Waals force of attraction it was there. That's why the adsorption enthalpy was less. What about in case of here? It is a strong force. That's why the enthalpy, adsorption enthalpy may increase. Adsorption enthalpy is high. It is from 40 to 400 kilojoule per mole. Okay. Okay. Next, see, due to this strong bond, that is chemical bond, what happens? This molecule is balanced with force of attraction with the bulk molecule. The surface molecule is comfortable with the bulk molecule. That's why it does not need any surrounding molecules to pull itself towards itself. That's why what happens? It does not form any layers. Then what we can call it is unilayer. Unilayer adsorption. Unilayer or monolayer. Monolayer. Okay. Let us go to the next. Okay. So it does not form any layers. Okay. Here, but what happens in case of chemical adsorption? The specification will be more. It means the specific molecule only gets adsorbed on the specific molecule, or else the specific adsorbate can be attract the specific adsorbate. That's why what we call it is specific in nature. Specific. Okay. It is specific. Okay. Next point, see, if you increase the pressure, what in case of physical adsorption? If you increase the pressure, there will be increase in the adsorption. Whereas in case of chemical adsorption, if you increase the pressure, it does not changes any other adsorption. It means it does not change any process. It means if you increase the pressure, the adsorption is as it is. Okay, so no such changes in the adsorption. That's why pressure will not what? Pressure, it will not increase pressure will not give such changes. Will not give such changes. Change in adsorption. Okay. Okay. Increase the pressure will not changes any adsorption. Okay. Next, if you increase the temperature, because it needs a temperature. Why? It needs energy. That is called activation energy. So the chemical adsorption needs activation energy. Okay, it needs activation energy. So these are all the points about other properties of the chemical adsorption. See, and if you consider these two are the differences between physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. See children, it is very important for 2 marks. Your examination purpose, they will ask what are the difference between physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. By the time what we can write, it is having the physical adsorption, it is having weak van der Waals force of attraction, whereas in case of chemical adsorption it is having strong chemical bond, and it is adsorption enthalpy is less. Okay, it's a more, and it is multi-layer, that is single layer, and it is not specific, that is specific, and it is if you increase the pressure, the physical adsorption is increases, whereas in case of that it will not increases, and if you increase the temperature, the physical adsorption will decreases, or else it will not takes place. Okay, and here if you increase, it needs activation energy. Okay, please note down all those points, it's very important. Okay, so let us go to the next. Adsorption, isotherm. Okay, adsorption, isotherm. Have you heard the word isotherm? Yes, in last year you have heard that isotherm. Isotherm means when the temperature gets constant, it is called as isotherm. Okay, so adsorption isotherm is also same like that. Here it is the relation between the substance gets adsorbed on the adsorbent, or else it is the relationship between the substance gets adsorbed on the adsorbent and equilibrium pressure at a constant temperature. Okay, write down, it's the relationship between adsorbent on the adsorbent and equilibrium at a constant temperature is known as adsorption isotherm. Okay, so this adsorption, before going to study about this adsorption isotherm, we need to study extent of adsorption. Extent of adsorption. Okay. For this adsorption isotherm, there are so many scientists they worked for the adsorption isotherm. Among those, there are 2 scientists they worked for that. The first name of the first person name is Freundlich, and second one is Langmuir. Okay. See, the first person is name is Freundlich and the second one is Langmuir. So these 2 scientists they are worked for the adsorption isotherm. So that's why it is called as Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Adsorption isotherm. And this one called Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Okay. See, extent of adsorption. Let us consider it is here the adsorption. It is the relationship between or else the force of attraction between adsorbent and adsorbate. That's why I'm going to consider the X. X is the X gram of, if X gram of adsorbate, it gets adsorbed on the m gram of adsorbent. Okay, consider X gram of adsorbate can be adsorbed on the m gram of adsorbent. Here what happens? X by m is directly proportional to what? If you consider it as a physical adsorption, this adsorption as well, if you consider physical adsorption, what happens? It will be proportional to pressure. Okay, it will proportional to pressure. So this is called extent of adsorption. Okay, so next we shall discuss what are the main concepts about Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Okay, so according to Freundlich, what he says, he experimentally proved that about adsorption isotherm. Okay, so according to Freundlich, when the adsorbent gets adsorbed on the adsorbent is directly proportional to the pressure to the power 1 by n. This is proposed by it is coined by Freundlich. Okay, according to Freundlich, the adsorbate gets adsorbed on the surface, or else adsorbent is directly proportional to the P to the power or pressure to the power 1 by n. Okay, so this adsorption, the Freundlich has explained this is by a graphical representation. Okay, let us see the graphical representation about the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. See here, write on it. Okay, this is x-axis and y-axis. In y-axis I am going to take adsorption. Okay, and in x-axis I am going to take pressure. Okay, so here the adsorption, it is taken place by from the origin. It will give us graph like this. Okay, here what he has done Freundlich, he has made a 3 partition in the graph, that is the pressure. Okay, he consider this one and like this. He considered it as low pressure, and here he considered it as moderate pressure, and it is higher pressure here. Okay, and he considered this point as higher pressure. Okay, why we are considering only pressure here? Because the temperature kept constant because of isotherm. That's why we are going to consider the pressure and the adsorption. Okay, he made 3 partitions in the graph, that is lower pressure, moderate pressure and higher pressure. Okay, so here what he says, he considered in this one lower pressure, the n value, that 1 by n value is the n value, it is equal to 1. Okay, the n value is 1. So then what happens? The equation becomes x by m is okay, is directly proportional to p to the power 1 by n. No, so if you remove the proportionality, what happens? X by m is equal to k into p to the power 1 by n. Okay, so here what happens? The n value is 1, then x by m is equal to kp. Okay, so this is at lower pressure. Okay, at lower pressure what happens? The x by m is equal to the k and p. Okay, k into p. K is constant. Okay, where n is also, it is one of the constant. Okay, the n and k are the constant. Okay, of the adsorption isotherm. These two are depending on the k and n are depending on the nature of the gas adsorbate. Okay, it is depending on the nature of the adsorbate. Okay, so this is in lower pressure. If he considered in moderate pressure, what happens in the moderate pressure? Okay, so the same n value, it is more than 0 or in between 0 and 1. Okay, the n value is in between 0 and 1. By the time what happens, x by m is equal to k into t to the power 1 by m. Okay, 1 by m. This is in moderate pressure. In higher pressure, okay, the n value is equal to 0. We consider the n value is 0. Then x by m is equal to k into p0. Okay, he said that in the higher pressure, in this pressure, what happens? The adsorption is, he does not explain the adsorption in higher pressure. Okay, so the Freundlich adsorption isotherm does not explain the adsorption at higher pressure. He said the adsorption does not take place. It means it will be a constant like that. He said adsorption of at higher temperature, he did not explain by Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Okay. Okay. So this higher pressure, the pressure point, we can call it as, this one is saturated adsorption. Saturated point or saturated pressure or saturated adsorption, we can say. These are all the things it is explained by Freundlich adsorption or as Freundlich. Okay. So he made three parts in that: lower pressure, moderate pressure and higher pressure. In lower pressure, the adsorption is equal to the what? The adsorption, amount of adsorption is equal to the pressure. Okay. Whereas in case of moderate pressure, it will be 1 by n value. Okay. Then the higher pressure, he did not explain that because according to him, in the higher pressure, the adsorption is k into pt, p to the power 0. Okay. Okay. So this is about the adsorption in Freundlich adsorption isotherm. This can be represented in another way. That is, x by m is equal to k into p to the power 1 by n. Okay. This is coined by Freundlich. Okay. If you log on both sides, so log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log p. Okay. So if you log on both the sides, so then what happens? If you plot the graph here, in the higher pressure, it does not consider according to Freundlich. What happens? It assumes to be what? Y is equal to mx plus c. So then what happens? The straight line will be obtained. Okay, the straight line will be obtained. Y is equal to mx plus c. Okay. So then the positive intercept of y-axis. Okay, this is x by log x by m. This is log p. Okay. So the positive intercept of this y-axis, which gives the value of log k. The positive intercept is the value of log k. And if you slope for this okay, the slope of this is equal to 1 by n. Okay. So this is about the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Okay. So if you log on the both sides, what happens? Log x by m and log k plus 1 by log n in log into p. Okay. So here it is assumed to be y is equal to mx plus p. The positive intercept of y-axis, we can consider it is as a log k value, and the slope is 1 by n value. Okay. This is explained by Freundlich. Okay. So what are the limitations? Is it true that theory? No. So there are some limitations about the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. What are those limitations? Write down. So the first one is the Freundlich adsorption isotherm explains at a higher. It does not explain at a higher pressure. Only it explains at certain pressure. Or else we can consider the Freundlich adsorption isotherm applicable at certain pressure. certain pressure. Okay, and next one. It is multi-layered. It is multi-layered. These are the two limitations of Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Okay. Whatever we have considered, all these things, it is adsorption of gas molecule or solid. Okay, we have considered up to this, what we have studied, this is adsorption of gaseous molecule or solid. Let us go to the next one, adsorption of gas on liquid. Gases on liquid. Gas on liquid. Okay, adsorption of gas on liquid. This one about solid. Okay, so solid, there will be pressure. How? See, before going to that, we shall just discuss the concept. Here there is a three substances will be there. In that, one is solid. The molecules are compactly arranged. Okay, whereas in case of liquid, what happens? The molecules are bit free. Molecules are bit free. Here, this is gas, this is solid, this is liquid. What do you call for this? This is gas. Okay, the molecules are full of free. Okay, so what happens? See children, you just observe here. Here you get the surface. Adsorption is surface phenomenon, no? So that's why here you will get surface. Whereas in case of liquid also you will get surface. Whereas in case of gas, we won't find out the surface. That's why these gaseous molecules, we can going to study the adsorption of gaseous molecule on a solid and liquid. So this one about the solid we have discussed till now. So let us go to the next one, adsorption of gases on liquid. Okay. So here, what we have to consider, this adsorption of gases on a liquid also explained by Freundlich. Not only the solid, it also explains the gases on liquid also. Okay, so let us discuss about that. So in solid we considered pressure. Here in the liquid, so liquid, what you have to consider? Concentration, isn't it? Okay, so that's why what he has explained, that is x by m is equal to k into what? There we have considered pressure. Okay, here we have to consider concentration, 1 by m. Okay, the concentration, C is concentration. Whereas in case of here, x is adsorbent, weight. Okay, m is adsorbent, and k and n are the constant, and C is the concentration. Okay, so according to Freundlich, if you put the graph for that, what it gives? Same. What we have discussed earlier, x by m. Okay, this is P, pressure. Okay, sorry, P naught. Then solid concentration. Okay, so then the graph will be like this. It is passing through the origin. Okay, so here also three partition will be there: lower concentration, moderate concentration, and higher concentration. This one, the point we can call it as, this is saturated concentration. Saturated concentration. Okay. If you study one, we can study this one very easily, because only in case of pressure we are going to add concentration. Okay. So let us consider in another way, log on both sides. Which one? X by m is equal to k into c to the power 1 by n. Then log on both sides. Both sides. What happens? Log x by m is equal to, log x by n is equal to log k plus log 1 by n log c. Okay, so this is also essentially what? Y is equal to mx plus c. Then the graph will be straight line. Okay, and the positive intercept gives what? Which value? Log k. Log k, and the slope is what? 1 by n value, and this is concentration like this. Okay, so this is about log x by m and log c. Okay, so this is about Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Next, another one theory, that is Langmuir. This Langmuir adsorption isotherm, it will not be there for your syllabus. Just you go through it, just you know the relationship. Okay, Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Whatever the limitations which are occurred in the Freundlich adsorption isotherm, those are all limitations are solved by Langmuir. According to Langmuir, what he says, he is assuming this adsorption is monolayer. Adsorption is monolayer. Monolayer is chemisorption. From this, what we can conclude? The Freundlich adsorption isotherm explains what? Physorption. Here, chemisorption. Physorption is multilayer. It is monolayer, means it is chemisorption. Okay, that's why the Langmuir is considered as Langmuir adsorption isotherm is considered as chemisorption. Okay, and it assumes, or else it is based on the kinetic theory of gases. Kinetic theory of gas. Okay, and this Langmuir adsorption isotherm is equal. It means it assumes, he thought that the adsorption and desorption. When the adsorption, how much amount of adsorption is going to take place, that much of desorption is taken place simultaneously. That is called equilibrium. He said that is equilibrium adsorption. He said like that. For example, if you are considering this is the object, the adsorption goes on increases. At a certain time, what happens? The adsorption may equal to the what? Desorption. That is equilibrium position he considered. Okay. Okay. His mathematical expression is xy, according to Langmuir, x by m is equal to AP by 1 plus BP. Okay, so AP by 1 plus BP. This is the Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Here A and B are constant, depending on the nature of gas. Okay, so this is about Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Just you know that this much only, it's enough. Okay. Next, we can discuss regarding what are the factors. There are some factors which affects on the adsorption. Okay, let us discuss about them. Factors affecting on factors are, that is affecting on adsorption. What are those factors? Okay, see, you can guess or you can analyze, predict the factors which affects on the adsorption very easily. You can analyze yourself. See, the adsorption, if you understand the adsorption definition very clearly, you can answer for this. How? This adsorption, it is taken place in between adsorbent and adsorbate. Who is more important here? So the adsorbent and adsorbate. For example, in any marriage, okay, so who is important? The groom and what? Groom. That marriage is considered to be in between a male and female persons. Okay, so those who are getting married, they are very important in the marriage. So the same thing, the factors effects on the adsorption, here it is the in between adsorbent and adsorbate. Okay, in that first we shall discuss nature of adsorbent. Or a specific surface. Okay, nature of adsorbent. If the adsorbent means the substance on which adsorption taken place. Consider this is an adsorbent. Okay, the surface of the adsorbent is more, or it is a larger surface. The amount of adsorption is more. Like that. If the surface of the adsorbent is smaller, the adsorption is smaller. Like that. What happens if I break this object, what happens? The surface may increase. It means the absorption is more. So like that, if the amorphous solids will get more absorption because of surface. Okay. So if the surface is more, then the absorption is more. Second one is which one? Nature of adsorbent. Okay, nature of adsorbent. See, here we have considered gaseous molecules are adsorbate. That's why if the easily liquefiable gases which gives more absorption. Okay. For example, if you are considering SO2, sulfur dioxide, and HCl, hydrochloric acid, and some of the gases, NH3, ammonia. So these are the gases. What happens? They are easily liquefiable and the absorption is more. Whereas in case of helium, hydrogen, okay, helium gas and hydrogen gas, O2 gas, all these gases, they are readily liquefiable. That's why these absorption is readily. Okay, now they are not easily liquefiable. That's why their absorption is readily. Okay, now so we can arrange like this: SO2 is more absorbing than HCl, is more absorbing than NH3. Okay, is more absorbing than helium, than H2, than O2. Okay, so like this we can mention. Okay. Next, which one is pressure? Pressure is very important, no? What we have discussed earlier. If I increase the pressure, what happens? The absorption may increases. Okay. If I increase the pressure, absorption is increases. Okay. So like that. Next one is temperature. See, this temperature, consider here the absorption like this. Okay. Here, this is pressure and this is absorption and it's a certain temperature. What happens? This is consider this T1, this is T2 and this is T3. Okay. So temperature here. So here there is a pressure. This one consider again temperature. If you consider the temperature, what happens? The absorption is more. Which one? If I increase the temperature, what happens? Absorption will be less. It means here the temperature is less. Here the absorption will be more. Here the temperature is more. T3 temperature. That's why what happens? Absorption is very less. Okay, compared to these two. So that's why the temperature is also influence on the effects on the absorption. Okay, these are all the factors which affects on the absorption. Okay. Let us discuss, after studying about the factors which are there on the effect on the absorption, we shall use applications of absorption. Applications of absorption. What are the applications? It means where we are using this phenomenon. See, this absorption application, it is more. In so many places we are going to adopt this absorption. Okay. So among them, the first one is creating high vacuum. So if you want to create vacuum place or vacuum, so the adsorption process, okay, there might be variations in the any system. If you add any adsorbent, what happens? It absorbs the unwanted particles or the adsorbates. So then what happens? It will create a high vacuum. Okay. So to create the high vacuum, then which one? Okay, in gas masks. Okay. In some big industries, there might be so many poisonous gases may released. So during that time, workers, they will adopt this gas mask. In that, the adsorption process will be taken place. During that time, what happens? The adsorbate, especially charcoal, okay, activated charcoal, they will insert the activated charcoal inside of this gas mask. What it does, it absorbs the poisonous gases molecules towards itself, and then it purify the air, and it is helping for breathing. That's why they are using in the gas mask. Okay. So next, it is very important in removal of hardness of water. Removal of hardness of water, or else softening of water. Okay, so the hardness creating molecules, ions, especially Ca+2 or Mg+2. Okay, so here these Ca+2, calcium ion and magnesium ion, they are creating hardness. So this is by removing the calcium and magnesium and replacing by Na, sodium. Okay, so replacing by sodium. So there they are using one of the adsorbent that is called zeolite. Zeolite, it is one of the adsorbent. They are using this adsorbent in the removal of hardness. What happens? This zeolite, it absorbs what? It attract the calcium and magnesium and releases the sodium, or else it adds the sodium in the water. That's why what happens, it removes the hardness of water. If you remove these two ions, then the water becomes soft. That's why this zeolite is act as one of the adsorbent. Okay, it is having honeycomb like structures, so that you study in the polymer lesson. Okay, so that's why this zeolite, it is using for as an adsorbent. Okay. And this process is also used in the separation of noble gases. In any other industries, so they are going to separate any other noble gases. They are adopting this adsorption process. Okay. So very important next one, that is chromatographic technique. Chromatographic technique. Chromatographic technique. Okay. So what do you mean by chromatographic technique? Means, see, chromo means colors, or else if the mixture will be there, it is one of the technique or a principal technique, that is separating the mixture. A mixture consists of components. That components can be separated by using the chromatographic technique. Okay, so it means if any mixtures will be there. Okay, here there is two types of mixtures will be there. On the basis of the mixture particles, they are using this chromatographic. Okay, here there is a two. What part it is very important in chromatographic technique, that is, one is mobile phase and another one is stationary phase. So in stationary phase we can adopt any adsorbent, then what happens, it absorbs. For example, here there are two mixtures. I am going to add any paper chromatography. This is called, by using the paper, that we will study in the next general principle lesson. We will study about this chromatographic technique, so they will explain in that. Okay, so by the time we shall discuss all those things. See, this is a paper and the chromatography is taken place on this paper. So what to do? It can be dipped in one of the mobile phase. Okay, so on this paper there will be a adsorbent. Adsorbent will be there. Okay, so it is having small porous like structure. So in this mixture, it is having a porous size of the particle. The particle which is present in here, one type of particle. For example, here one is there, one it is like this, second one is like this. Okay, so the porous size will be adsorbent like this. So these porous or this substance will get adhere inside of this what? Adsorbent. So the remaining will be move out from the surface. Then it will be collect here. Okay, like this we can separate the mixtures. Okay, this is about the application of the adsorption process in chromatographic technique. Okay. There are so many industries, they are going to use all this adsorption process is a major process to remove, and some of the medical industries especially, they are adopting this adsorption process. Okay, so these are all the applications of adsorption.